to introduce to you guys my current husband. So we met in...
Wait, your current husband?
Yes. So...
Okay.
Are you gonna keep interrupting?
Your current husband?
Yes.
No, baby. No, I'm your forever husband.
No, that's factual. You have to talk factual because they don't understand, you know?
So
You have
factual.
to say like currently, right now.
Landon posted on his Instagram story the conversation he had with a Snapchat girl. I don't know what he's trying to prove, but it does not look good.
I was just sitting there and thinking, oh man, what the heck? Why is this happening? Like, God, I try to be a nice person. I believe you get what you give. So like, why is this happening to me?
Like, I'm not gonna come on here and ask for your forgiveness. I'm just gonna come on here and ask for understanding.
It is now an open secret that Landon Nickerson Hailey Biebered his way into Wizard Liz's life. And right now, everything is starting to click. Like, how do you go from just meeting to engaged to married and pregnant all in 1 year? Only for him to be cheating the whole time? You are about to find out that this man had a plan from day one. And the way that he played it is sick. And then he has the nerve, the actual nerve to come on here with some lame apology talking about please understand me. Boy, please. Y'all, grab your popcorn because we've got to talk about this.
But I took a step forward and I felt like I walked through a veil almost. And then immediately I sensed that I need to look up right over here, and I look up and I see Liz sitting. She has a hat on. She had like a mask basically covering her face. She was eating food, so like I can't even really see her. She's sitting by her friend, and I thought, oh my God, that's Liz. And I recognized you. I had no idea, like I had never seen you before.
Okay, so let's rewind real quick. Not for the OGs who were glued to their phones when this chaos dropped, but there's always that one babe who didn't have Wi-Fi, was off of social, or maybe just found out who Landon even is. Considering Wizard is the internet's fairy godmother for self-love, confidence, and not settling for bare minimum men, that's pretty much what her content revolves around, and her over 8 million TikTok followers love her delivery. Like, Liz is so relatable, and there is just some good energy around her.
Oh my God, I was gonna do this for you. Oh my God, I was going to... Shut up. You didn't do anything. Literally. Shut up. Don't talk to me.
So when Liz recently came out to expose her newly wedded husband to have cheated, the internet literally blew up. And the dust hasn't settled. The thing is, it's already bad enough that Landon cheated, but to think that she is 4 months pregnant, 4 months pregnant.
So starting off, Landon messages the girl, asks her, are you still in Dallas? And she's like, why? He's like, well, I just got back from London. I'm in New York Tuesday and back in Dallas for a week. Do you have any plans? And she's like, aren't you married? He says, no, plus just looking for friends. And she's like, well, since when aren't you married? And then Landon goes, well, yeah, it's a complicated long distance internet thing. But no, I'm not married. Not a normal life for sure. What? And she asks, so your whole relationship is fake? And Landon says, no, it's not, but I'm not married. That part is not real. And she's like, well, what does that even mean? And he's like, haha, do you want to see me? I can tell you in person. And the girl goes, I don't want to hang out with married men. I saw you wearing a wedding ring. And he said, well, that's fair, but I'm not married. And she sends him this picture of him wearing a wedding ring. Yeah, please clock him. But the audacity of this guy to say, oh gosh, that's worn for the video, but never mind, it's complicated.
And it's not like this was some old scandal from before the baby. No, this man was actively sneaking around while Liz is growing his entire child. He literally went out of his way to create a whole new Snapchat account just to chat up some new girls and was dead serious on meeting her. I don't know which part of these got y'all mad, but for me, it was when Liz Wizard revealed that when the new girl asked him about his relationship with Liz, Landon, dead ass without flinching, said, it's fake. This man said that what he had with Liz was fake. when at the time, her cats were with him in Dallas and her stuff at his. And dare not forget, there's a whole baby on the way. I don't know about y'all, but I am literally boiling with rage. These are the kind of men that make me miss the time when they used to go to war. And here's the thing about men like Landon. They walk around with so much audacity, an ego the size of Russia, cause if you thought the cheating part hurt, wait until you hear what he did next. He made an apology. Of course, that's always the script. But it's not the fact that he apologized, but rather what he said. It was one hell of a week. Crocodile tear-filled apology videos asking for understanding, not forgiveness, y'all, understanding. Like, yeah, I cheated, but like, please see it from my perspective.
Like, I'm not gonna come on here and ask for your forgiveness. I'm just gonna come on here and ask for understanding, because I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Liz. I love her with my entire heart, and we have a baby on the way. And over the last 10 months, I have done everything I can to give this person all that I can to make her happy and do all this. And regardless of how much I care, I made a mistake. And in the middle of texting somebody I should not be texting in this moment of fucking weakness, like seeking validation, and it's just a bad behavior that I can't believe I did it. But in the moment that I was doing it, I messaged that person that I was sorry and that it was wrong. And I prayed to God that night for strength and clarity to never do that again. That is not who I want to be. It is not what I...
Boy, oh boy. You want to talk about manipulative? This man right here is the official brand ambassador of Manipulative Men and Narcissists Association.
I love Liz more than I could even put words to, and I've shown her this, and I've tried my best to make her feel safe and happy and protected, and well, yes, I made this mistake. I want to be a great man.
Landon, dead ass, was trying to emotionally Jedi mind trick the entire internet into thinking he just made a mistake. Landon, be serious. You didn't just trip and fall into a fake Snapchat account. You deliberately made a burner to talk to another girl, link up with her, and hide it from the mother of your unborn child. That is not a mistake. That is a fully thought through production, and you were hoping it follows through. And that's when the internet started to put 2 and 2 together, because you really must have been the most fooling person in your bloodline to fumble the wizard Liz. All right, moving on swiftly, let's talk about these stalking allegations, because when you put the pieces together, it's not giving random airport run-in, it's giving premeditated tech bro obsession with a side of Hailey Bieber level plotting. So here is how Liz tells the story. She and Landon first connected like 3 years ago. He DM'd her to congratulate her on hitting a milestone on YouTube, which is all cute and things didn't get past that. Every now and then he would pop in to say congrats and respond to her stories like any normal fan would, but it still wasn't a real friendship or those daily convos. And for 3 years straight, there was nothing consistent between them. And you're about to learn the real reason for that. Fast forward to July, and Liz was on a trip, and it was in Athens, Greece for a quick stop, and boom, she bumps into Landon. And just like that, they became inseparable. Now, Landon tries to paint it as fate. He claims that they had been friends for 2 years, both got into other relationships, and then magically reunited while single at the same airport. Convenient, huh? Not gonna lie, but to me this feels like the only reason Landon never made a move in those 3 years was because he was still seeing someone else, but had already marked Liz as his next prey. In fact, Liz has had to come out and defend herself against claims that she snatched Landon from some other lady. She wrote, "I want to clarify something. I have been sent and lies being spread. Landon was absolutely single when he met me. We were both not in a relationship. I don't know how people came to that conclusion or who made that up, but I would definitely not be dating him if he wasn't single to begin with. When we first met over Instagram 4 years ago, we talked for a couple of days and I got into a relationship after, and so did he." Did y'all catch that? The only reason Landon didn't stalk her early on was because they were both in relationships with other people. But Landon kept checking in with her every once in a while to keep tabs, and the moment the coast was clear, they magically bumped into each other in an airport. Do you guys know, I wouldn't be shocked if Landon's ex came out here to reveal that he broke up with her out of nowhere. The moment he learned Liz was single, trust me, that man would have moved heaven and earth to get to her. Liz said in her own words, she was in disguise. Hoodie, sunglasses, mask. You couldn't even tell what gender she was, let alone recognize her face. She was literally in the back of a store buying cookies with her friend, and somehow this man shows up all, OMG, Liz? Like he had facial recognition software in his cornea. And he had a perfect excuse to be just at the right place at the right time. He says his friends scammed him out of a trip to Mykonos, and that's why he was randomly in the same store as Liz at the same time in a whole other country. He even claimed that his bag was where she was sitting. Like, what? Sir, be serious. Now, this is the part that will completely freak you out. You see, Landon is a tech guy, a coder. So if anyone had the skills and time to track someone down digitally, it's him. On the other hand, Liz is a public figure. She vlogs, she posts her trips, she shares her life. So if he was paying attention, and clearly he was, he could have pieced together where she was going and when. It was at this point that people were finally convinced that this tech bro was in full Hailey Bieber mode on Liz. And once they linked up, the love bombing phase started. Not gonna lie, these two weren't so much on my radar, but I decided to look them up when this story blew up, and my conclusion is that as much as he is a tech guy, Landon must have been an actor in his previous life. Loves, when I tell you this dude can perform, you would never put his name and cheating in the same sentence. Like, he was doing the most. Think about the fanciest or most thoughtful thing a man in love can ever do for the woman that he loves. Landon had already done it. Flowers, chocolates, vacations, those were his bare minimum. If we're being honest, a lot of women never get to wear a $100K ring, but Landon was ready to risk it all. And so I wouldn't fault Liz for falling head over heels in love with him, but now that she's looking back, she is literally admitting that she ignored so many red flags. In her emotional post, she wrote, "He says he's incredibly sorry, but honestly, I feel like I didn't know him at all. I feel stupid for ignoring the signs and dreams I had that I had even told him about, and he told me I was crazy. Listen to your intuition, women." So yeah, there's definitely a couple of bumps in their relationship, but Liz might have ruled them out and focused on the good part, which was him acting in 4K. Even Liz herself admitted in a Q&A video before everything blew up that she was stunned by the airport meetup. Her words, "I don't know how he recognized me." We do. He stalked you.
And the thing I want to clarify, because a lot of people think that you stalked me.
Which is crazy, by the way. We just got engaged and Liz posted that video. There were some comments that were like, "I think this guy is like an upper stalker.
Her.
He like knew where she was gonna be."
And people have noticed that in the same Q&A video, something was off. You wouldn't believe this man deadass said he linked up with Liz because he felt like he could add value to her life. Like, dude, please sit down.
I just want to add value. Like, maybe there's something I could like put you on, and so
like Landon had that creepy blank stare giving narcissist in a rom-com phase. Couldn't even answer why he loved Liz. Just sitting there talking about naming kids and making weird jokes. By the way, guys, Landon's constant talk about kids always comes right after love bombing in a narcissist playbook. He knew he would eventually flip and that Liz would eventually see his true colors, so why not have a kid to trap her? And that's exactly how it has played out, because the moment that Liz got pregnant, he showed his true colors, knowing too well that even if they ever separated, he had a permanent bond with her. I know for a fact he is not interested in being a father, he just wanted to have a kid with Liz.
because I care about her so much and I want the relationship to work and I want to build a family. This vision of you and I being 80 years old at the head of a dinner table, we're looking at our kids and our kids' kids, and we're just happy.
No. I got angry
it.
about this, by the way, guys. You know what he told me? When we were in Switzerland,
what did I say?
We were driving, and then I was like, "Oh, he talks about this 80 years old bullshit." And I'm like sitting there, and I was like, "I'm a grandma. I'm gonna buy a castle, and it's gonna be filled with my cats and my kids." And
she has a vision of having 100 cats.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, babe, you're gonna be like living in that castle, this and that." And I'm like, "And where are you?" And then he's like, "I'm gonna be on the moon."
Plus, Reddit had already been calling this out months before the cheating came out. Posts were already up saying that he had been plotting to baby trap her, idolizing her as this dream girl, trying to lock her down for the ego boost. This person wrote, "I knew this man's intentions from when he openly said that he admired Liz while he was in a previous relationship without any shame. It was clear that he will do the same this time. Disgusting." Another one said, "They are just weird. Who gets engaged after 3 months of dating?" Also, the fact that Landon deleted all of his posts and unfollowed everyone shows how much he relies on Liz to be some sort of perfect, mysterious dream guy because she knows her followers would cook him for who he really is. He's also liking comments on his posts that are saying Liz was his first love and first girlfriend, even though he's been in multiple relationships with different women. Weird energy. I told y'all something about this man just feels performed. Like he is always in character. But I am genuinely heartbroken for Liz. And the saddest part is that he is probably going to remain in her life because they now share a child. But if there's one thing we know about Liz, it's that she is gonna bounce back harder, stronger, and smarter than ever before. I particularly loved when she said, "I will not preach something and not take the advice myself." Real boss babe right there. We know content creators preach water and drink wine all the time, and a queen like her can't be stalked, trapped, or dimmed for long. And the way that Liz handled it is nothing short of iconic. No tears in public, she didn't beg, just presented her case with receipts, screenshots, and timestamps, and then called it quits. And Peyton is such a girl's girl. Peyton is the girl that Landon was planning to cheat with, but instead she went to Liz and told her the truth. She could have gone ahead with it or simply brushed it off, but instead chose to signal Liz that she was living with a snake. Also, Liz mentioned that she would be selling her $100,000 engagement ring and donating the money to single mothers, practicing what she preaches down to the last diamond. You cannot buy that kind of dignity. Meanwhile, Landon is online still yapping about loving Liz with all of his heart. I think he should let his heart focus on pumping blood. Sir, you were just out here chasing validation from strangers on Snapchat. You didn't love Liz. You loved the aesthetic of being with Liz, and that's a big difference. This Landon guy is so tone deaf, you guys. Even after getting blasted like this, he actually posted a romantic throwback of him and Liz on his story like everything's fine. Like, what was the goal there? He really is gaslighting her into staying. Bruh, she has literally said she doesn't even recognize you anymore. She said she's hurt, she's disappointed, and she's done. And here you are acting like it's Valentine's Day. It's giving delusional. Oh, and let's not ignore the fact that Landon is also a tech founder. So now people don't have much trust on his whole brand. Because if you're this sneaky and calculated in your personal life, how are you running a company? You want us to trust you with data and business ethics, but you can't even keep it real with your pregnant wife? The bottom line is, cheating while your girl is carrying your child isn't just a bad moment, it's a character reveal. And Landon revealed himself as the absolute worst kind of man. The type who performs love publicly but disrespects you privately. Do y'all think Landon stalked Liz on a tech wizard level, or was it really just a wild coincidence? Drop your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for watching.